Two, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check. Hello and welcome or welcome back. I am your most generous host. No, it's me, Mikey D, here for your artistic pleasure. Feel free to ask me any questions about art you may or may be curious about. You may go nuts. I draw live for funsies and sometimes for worksies and sometimes for personal projectsies. The vast majority of the time, 99% of the time these days, you're going to find me drawing using the iPad Pro in Procreate, which is what you're watching me do right now. I've noticed something recently in my work. I've been so focused on coming up with characters and doing character art that I've neglected my backgrounds. And yesterday I realized it'd been quite some time since I decided to really let loose and put an actual background together, like an actual sci-fi background that would go along with these. This is not a character I've created. This is everybody's favorite famous Metroid lady. This is Samus, or as I like to call her, Seamus. So as always, I like to start the intro to the show by thanking my patrons, thanking my Twitch subscribers, and just about everybody else who likes and comments and shares on whatever various platforms I might be on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. And yes, you're watching the work that I got done on stream. You're watching the work I got done on stream. Yes. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Tanko. I love Samus. Oh, here's a nice thing that I was checking right before stream. Right before stream started, I wanted to make sure I had the right silhouette. For those of you guys who don't know, they say when you're drawing a character, you must think of shape, language, and readability. So they say one way to test that is through your character's silhouette. So if you look at the character's silhouette alone, nothing else, do you know what the character is doing? And I would say so. I think this, you might have some questions about what's going on here. They're obviously holding something, but I think you generally get the idea. So at the very least, we did one thing right. I didn't think you'd be live on a Wednesday. No, well, I took off Monday. So when I take off Mondays, I feel like I owe the gang another day. I feel like I gotta get some more hours in. But thank you for being here, Matilda. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And thank you to whoever was liking my YouTube video. Was it you, Tank? Did you do it? Yeah, I've already got four likes. I already got 4 likes in this video. So thank you to whoever's out there. Also, I'm going to be using today to get a little bit more practice in with this guy who I was showing you guys yesterday. See, you hit the button, and it does the thing. And then you drop it. And then you drop it on your keyboard. Now I'm wondering if I should do a warm-up. I wonder. Oh, I full screened my browser. Didn't want to do that. Monday was a tough day for me, so I didn't notice. I mean, I might as well hang for a bit. How is your project going? How is the Theseus going? And how's Jan's work going? Old Jonathan, I know he's got his own worries. That was a hiccup. Not sure why. I had a Pop-Tart for breakfast. because I'm an adult. You know, it was a Pop-Tart I got from Whole Foods. It was a Whole Foods, like, so in the world of Pop-Tartdom, a little healthier than not by much at all, but you know. It's going pretty bad. The deadline is 2 weeks. I've been stressed the fuck out for a month or so. I had a breakdown in a meeting with our supervisors Monday, and we made the decision not to hand in until September. Oh shit. Wow, so you had to ask for an extension on your thesis. Was it because the deadline was so tight? All right, let's see if we can't fucking just... Let's see if we can't just do a quick one. Quick. I mean, the thesis itself is cool, but we're too far behind on schedule. We keep changing things and stuff. So we will be using the one attempt for the exam. We have 3 attempts for every exam at uni, so we'll be handing in for the second attempt. Hello, Strike Boy. Welcome, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while, Strike Boy. Well, Matilda, I have lots of faith in you. I have lots and lots of faith in you, Matildes. So, I bet you're gonna kick all kinds of ass. Let's see. You know what? Ooh. See, forward, back, forward. I'm not really okay at the moment, but I know it'll pass. Has Jan been helping? You know, has Jan been providing appropriate emotional support? Hey, Marcel's here. Look at all these friends. Hello, YouTube friends. It's the roughest it's been for this type of project. In one sense, it's good to have this experience before I begin my career. Jan is incredibly supportive. Well, then that's nice. Well, listen, you've got that going for you. You got that going for you, lady. And for the rest of you animals, how's your Wednesday? How's your Wednesday going? I'm trying to figure out the contrapposto to this piece. Oh, you stupid shapes. How dare you. It's been a hot minute since I've been with... Yeah, dude, you haven't been here forever, man. It's good to see you here again, Strike Boy. Oh, you know what I watched? I watched the trailer to She-Hulk. She-Hulk, the new trailer just dropped yesterday. And I gotta say, it looks fun. The CGI does look, and a lot of people have been saying this, and I have to agree with them. The CGI looks fucking terrible. The CGI is truly horrible. Not all the shots, but there are definitely some shots that they should not have included in that trailer. They are super unfinished. I was just gonna ask you about She-Hulk. Oh, did you see the trailer too? No, what stinks is the show looks like a lot of fun. I really like that actress. I forget her name. Tatiana Maslany. I know her from the TV show Orphan Black. I loved Orphan Black. She actually won, I think she won a couple Emmys for her performance on that show. And for those of you who didn't watch that show, she played a clone. And because she is a clone, she had to play every other iteration of herself. And had to like play it believably enough that you would think that she's not the same person, because otherwise then who the hell's going to watch the show, right? So she actually did an incredible job. I thought. And clearly so did her fellow peers and whoever votes, and you know, the award ceremony TV shows, right? Whoever grants the awards clearly thought she also did a stellar job. Anyway, so she's She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, and she's awesome. Yeah, this is the better version of that. Yeah, arms behind the back, shoulders back, head tilted. I was just going to ask you about She-Hulk. I saw it today. Are you going to do a review on the episodes? I would love to. I would love to do reviews on the episodes. I wonder, should I do... you know what? I got to ask Bale if he wants to watch. For all I know, Bale has zero interest in watching that show. Is it better to do a full recap, a full series recap when the series is done? Or is it better to do week to week? I wonder. Her acting was great in Orphan Black, but I couldn't stick with the story. The story gets a little confusing. The story gets a little convoluted. Bale, I was just talking about you. Did you hear?
Old? Yes, I heard.
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer? You did. You posted it yesterday.
I even posted it last
Yeah,
night.
duh. Dude, so I think it looks funny.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I watched it right before stream. I think it looks funny. I think it looks silly. But yeah, that CGI was garbage, man. In some scenes,
CGI looks very poor.
it's like they clearly put unfinished work in there, because it's not like the CGI is bad from start to finish. There's some scenes and it looks good. It looks real, like the scene where her and the Hulk he's training her, right? He's trying to get her to like let the Hulk out. And he's got like these giant razor blades coming at her, and she's freaking the fuck out. And then she changes, and then he's like, great. And then she gets mad at him and then like breaks the door down to charge at him. And he's like, no, not great. And it's really funny and silly. That scene, both the Hulk and her, again, I only watched it once, but the Hulk and her both look top notch in my recollection of what I just watched. But then there are the other scenes, especially towards the end when they're doing like the slice of life, like her as like a celebrity sort of, as a lawyer, and just kind of walk around. It looks like we're looking at like CGI cutscenes from like a PlayStation 3 video game. It's yeah, it looks like she walked off the set of Shrek.
Yeah, I've seen the memes.
Yeah, no, it's oh, I didn't even know. God, of course, you know, of course, I don't have an original idea in my head. I would love to see those memes, but yes, she does look. It looks very Shrek-like, unfortunately.
Yeah, the very obviously either poor and or unfinished CGI apart, it looks like it's doing its best to be a tribute to John Byrne's She-Hulk run, because that run, as far as I recall, I haven't read it, but from what I've heard, actually, it's a better term. It was like this kind of slice of life comedy, and it looks like they're heading the same way with the series. You can tell there's an honest effort on their part to pander to the audience that would like a muscular lawyer, especially with the end scene with her like carrying that dude.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about, and I like that they're going with this, is that the character of She-Hulk, she bangs. She that lady likes to fuck, and in the comic books, she's hooked up with a lot of other superheroes. She's hooked up with like Iron Man. I think she's hooked up with Hawkeye. like Jennifer Walters. She likes to bone, and she's not afraid to hide from that. So I like that they're just like, yeah, this is kind of this is like
good.
This is like a single lady comedy, but like with a superhero twist. So I get it from that angle. I know this is said a lot from all sides, all camps, but not all shows are made for everyone. Honestly, this show might not be geared towards Bale and I, to be honest, right? This does seem like a kind of a girl powery.
Yeah, like a Sex in the City, but in the MCU.
Exactly, right? Like, so this show does seem like it's being marketed as like, this one's for the ladies, you know?
For the guys who like being carried by muscular women. But by the subs. This is for the ladies and the sub men.
Yeah, this is for the ladies and Elon Musk. You know what? I thought Elon Musk was this powerhouse alpha type, but then after the Amber Heard leaks, man, where he gave her like millions of dollars. She calls him a gentleman. I'm like, oh my god, dude, the simping was so strong. Elon, which makes me believe that
Elon, baby, was the pussy that good, Elon?
I think it was, man. Because she's backed a lot of like successful, handsome dudes. It's not like Johnny Depp was an outlier. Johnny Depp was like one of many a name in Hollywood and a broader scope that's been, that was enamored by this woman or captivated her. Oh man. MTA boasts about $30 million Times Square stairway and then gets roasted. What's this?
I'd be down to do a weekly review of it. Here's the thing though, while it's not necessarily made for two of us, that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad show. Like, it can be a slice of life, lowest comedy and still be good, and still have She-Hulk in it.
Yeah, no.
But the things I've noticed is that a lot of people are like drooling over her being thick in her She-Hulk form. I'm like, bitch, that is a.
She's not that thick.
Babe, she's not even in the thick category. It's like a basic bitch that's been going to the gym for like 3 months.
Yeah, no, she's like a Instagram girl who's like still watching her figure but like hitting the weights. Like she still wants to be able to fit in like size 4 clothes, Oh, we're getting alerts. Dare I ask what? Yeah, no, go on.
Here's the other thing. Somebody posted on Discord, I forget who. When the Hulk transforms, like, he rips everything but his pants. Yeah, but when She-Hulk transforms, she only rips her shoes.
Her shoes.
What is that about?
Her leather shoes. Well, you know what that's about, dude. They can't have like fucking a giant clitoris flapping out of her fucking panties, dude.
No, but you can tear her shirt up and show some cleavage, show some abs.
No,
you don't need to go full naked. But
yeah, no. I think I'd be down with that, right? You don't need to like have her tits break out of her bra. But like, again, realistically, if we're talking about realism, the Hulk's cock would fucking just be the first thing to burst out of those fucking pants, But like, yeah. But like, yeah, I could see, because in the old She-Hulk, you would see some titties. You'd see a little cleave, right? You kind of see like her bra underneath her tattered shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the John Byrne covers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're already leaning into that, if you're already leaning into the horny, however hard you're leaning into it, why not just go all the way? Just make people happy.
Yeah,
everyone will enjoy seeing a regular girl turn into a Z-tier fitness influencer and see some abs, see some more cleavage. If you're already going into that, why not just go?
It's been a hot minute since. Wait. I was about to ask you about She-Hulk, Marcel's. I saw it today. Are you going to do reviews of the episodes? Let's do it. I love the sketch. Small waving bear. Hello. Welcome. Here, this is the main drawing I'm going to be working on today. I incorporated some background, some old school Mikey D perspective, just to zhuzh it up a little bit. I haven't done perspective in a while. This is just today.
Your perspective pieces are really good, and that's why I have the Spider-Man piece on my shelf here.
Thanks, buddy.
The Fantastic Four one.
Oh, that was a hard one. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was really hard. I remember.
It's a headache.
It took you a while. Because it's not only, listen folks, not only is it a 3-point perspective, which is still a bit of a bitch, it's a warped 3-point perspective with a figure in it.
Dude, let me see if I could actually find that one to show them. That one's oh man, that must be like 3 years old at this point. That's in the archives. Where might you be? Oh, here, I got it. Oh, I have the PSD. I don't want to open that up. Of course I would have, of course I would have the PSD at the ready. Oh, here we go. All right, let me show you. This is what Bale's talking about. So this is it's 3-point perspective. Actually, it's not technically 3-point perspective, Bale. This is a 6-point perspective.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I did.
Wait, how is it 6? Explain. I'm not good at perspective.
Okay.
Is it because of the warping?
It's the warping adds more perspective. Now I'm a little rusty. Let me see if I can break it down. We all know 1 point's easy enough. Matter of fact, I could literally show you guys in this application right here. I could show you guys here. So you go to perspective, boom, 1 point. Let me darken this up a little bit for you. There you go. 1 point. It's the easiest, right? It's manga. 2 point. All right, well, now you have a horizon. Come on. There we go. 2-point perspective. You could possibly, and now that becomes your horizon line. This blue line here is your horizon line. And you could turn the camera up. But the second you add lines going perpendicular to your horizon, guess what? You've just entered 3-point perspective, which is what most anytime you see somebody doing generally a street scene somewhere, a comic book scene, or you could literally see the buildings here. You could literally see the street view. And then, the same thing as before, you could change the camera angle to be a little pointed down, so the horizon line is much further up. And then you could even make it so that you tilt the camera angle up, and then here you tilt the camera angle up, and then now you're staring up at the buildings. You see right? You see, like, it'll be like, oh, right, the horizon is below eye level, and your Z point perspective, which is the the up C point perspective, the fucking up and down lines. That is way out of range. So it's like, this is 3-point perspective. 3-point perspective is your bread and butter perspective. And yeah, just think of buildings. Just think of buildings doing their thing. And let me get rid of this. And let me.
Is it that easy to just add on perspective points into Procreate?
Well, yeah, the Procreate's super easy. Both Procreate and Clip Studio are the damn easiest for this kind of thing. But yeah, see what I mean about buildings? Oh, Matilda says hi, Bill.
Hello, Matilda.
She's probably licking her lips while she says it. Okay. So yes, now we're all familiar with not first. 1, 2, and 3-point perspective. Easy peasy. what happens when you're doing a sphere is where shit goes haywire. When you're doing a spherical perspective grid, well, now you have the center point. So you've got 1 point, but that becomes your z-axis now. I mean, when it doesn't look completely retarded, but you get me, right? So this is your depth. But again, we're dealing with a sphere here. So like, where's your horizon? Where's your horizon, right? Well, like, all right, but that's your depth. But like, what about like your x and y axis? Well, friend, that's where it gets very, 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 very strange. And I haven't done this in so long. Actually, I don't have the foggiest idea of how I did it. I mean, I have a general idea, but
you just use lazy Nezumi, duh.
No, listen, lazy Nezumi will help, but it won't completely save your ass. So here, so you've got 1, you got 2, 3. That's 3 points. And you know, you'll see what I'm talking about. I just remembered how to do it. You'll see what I'm saying. Wow, I can't believe this is still my brain. So here now, all right. So this is 3-point perspective so far. Again, so far. Because we're going in deeper, baby. Hit me, baby, one more time. Because, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoot. Shoot. Wow, that's pretty fucking good, dude. The hand control.
Still got it, baby.
I still got it. I mean, they don't all look like that, but you generally get the idea of what a spherical warped perspective is. And that one. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of perspective, and then I'll you know what, I'll doodle something inside of this so you'll know what the fuck I'm on about. What color can I choose? I don't know. Let's see. Let's do sitting here. So like, you take any point and you bring it off that first axis to the center, and that'll give you your depth. And then you color across this axis, and then the blue axis, you see? Boom. Right? However, now you're like, but Mikey D, you said 6 points. Well, here's where something gets real funky. Real fucky. When you're digging into this, and you know, I take back what I said. This I think I only sketched in 5 points, 5-point perspective. But there is a 6-point perspective. Bill, do you want to take a guess where the 6th point of perspective might be if you were inside this grid?
No.
Okay.
No clue.
Here, use your imagination, right? So you've got this grid. You've got that point in front of you, depth of field. But what if you're in the center? Imagine you walked into this sphere, right? So you're inside of it now. And you're staring at that point in the distance, that depth. But much like in any 3-dimensional space, you completely forgot about the other point behind you. So there's the depth of field in front, and then there's the depth of field behind your head. so that wouldn't be, so like, yeah, you're looking at this behind you, but I guess let's use white for that. Again, imagine if you're standing here and you're looking at these lines here, but you're forgetting about the lines that come from the axis behind your head, that point, which, you know, damn near impossible to draw. But like, do you see what I mean, Bale? By the sixth point,
yeah, I get you.
It's fucking crazy. But like that's what we're dealing with when we get to like, when you hit this kind of like fucking expertise and perspective, like it makes your brain melt. So
yeah, the 6th point is technically in your heart.
I mean, essentially it's behind you, so like you know, the 6th point is your shadow. But yes, so that is what that is the perspective that I used. And the thing about this is, if you look at this, you could actually see, if you use your imagination, you can see the rest of the sphere, right? You could kind of like, you understand where, right here. Take this image, take this snapshot in your head, and then head over here, and you can actually see almost where I placed the camera inside the sphere. You know, somewhere with the horizon where you can see it, somewhere around here. Wait, why is my pen not working? There it is. Yeah, somewhere around here is where I put the camera. I zoomed in, and then you know, I placed Spider-Man here, because if you just draw this, you just draw on a fancy schmancy sphere. Who gives a rat's ass about that? No, you gotta like dive in, and then draw using these damn lines, and then you get this. But then you want to fucking tear your hair out because you're like, wait up, hold up, fuck, how am I gonna draw Spider-Man? What's the, you know, like when you see the 6th point, that's when you see dead people too. That's what the 6th sense was. It was the 6th point of the perspective grid. Marcel says, I like the week-to-week reviews. Wow, Spider-Man piece. Ahoy there, everyone. I brought a little portion of ice cream. What kind of ice cream? I have returned. Mom and little bro brought pizza. Oh, man, I'd love some pizza right now. Okay. So yes, perspective grid crash course over. I hope you wrote all this down, because I ain't doing it again. That's true. You know, there is a VOD on YouTube right now, and if you see the little scissors, you could actually make your own clip, much like on Twitch, except unlike on Twitch, you can actually save it to like a playlist on YouTube and bring it up on your phone when need be. Because who the fuck uses Twitch?
Yeah, and if you're in the business of creating highlights of your streams, this is one of them.
When you see this, that makes cityscapes a lot more interesting. It is. It's essentially you're figuring out how to do a fisheye perspective.
A lot more interesting and a pain in the ass to fucking draw.
But once you get good enough to do that, you could do what I like to call cheese dicking. You could cheese dick it, which is not. You don't have to do an exact. It's kind of like anatomy, where like there's no way this anatomy holds up under any kind of scrutiny, but it's good enough. Same thing with perspective grids. I've said this a ton on stream before. Let me see if I can get this book. Hang on, I'm gonna get this book on my shelf. You can watch me walk over to the shelf. All right, I've walked over to the shelf. See this? Oh, let me see if it still works. Scratching. It still smells like bananas. Oh my god! So I got this from Matteo Scalera in person. He even signed it. He signed it. You know, I'm such a dickhead. Is this the book I did it? No, there was another book I bought from Matteo, and it was already pre-signed. And I'm like, hey, sign the book. And he's like, it's pre-signed. And I'm like, sign it again. It's like, okay. Such a dickhead, dude. Anyway.
You are not having none of that prefabricated shit.
Yeah, no,
I want to watch conveyor belt signing.
Yeah, no, I want you to sign that shit right in front of me. bitch. No, I'm kidding. He's incredible. But look, you see this perspective? You see this? That's a guy who's made perspective his bitch. Now, let me see if I can find another. Let me see if I can find another good. There's no titties in here, so this is one of my favorite art books. This is old school. He doesn't even. I don't even think he draws like this anymore. Man, that lighting. But you see, he utilizes lots of one-point perspective, and he utilizes lots of. There's a solid one-point perspective. He utilizes lots of fun camera angles. But you know, here we go. That's a perfect one. That black cat. So as I was sifting through his book, and this is when I was a wee babe. Let me screen a little bit more. So as a wee babe, one point is easy enough, but a perspective like this, Matteo Scalera said to me, he's like, the perspective is it's all bullshit. I'm like, what you talking about, Matteo?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Let me see. I'm going to grab a ruler.
I'm gonna do that to him.
So here, look. So let's grab a point of perspective. So according to this, let's see. The perspective grid should be right by her hair here. Right? It's like right there. Now I wonder if it lines up. Let's see. I'm looking. I'm doing a check. I'm doing a perspective check like I'm a fucking professor. You know, I gotta say, it's a little off, but my goodness, it's pretty damn good.
Off.
It's barely off. Oh, wait a second. Oh, we can see where he fucked up. Not fucked up. That's incorrect. That's not nice. This top building here, the top of her hair, which again, here, follow the ruler. So like the top part of her head and her hair, you see this? It's where the vast majority of them line up. Like the vast majority of the lines. You see just about all the lines line up like a clock. You're like, okay, yeah. But not this building. See? Take a look. This building right here. He fucked up. Look at that building's perspective. Look where that Z line or that Z axis goes off to. Look, it's way the fuck off. It's up here somewhere. See that? So it's actually around here is where the point is, where in the rest of the piece it's down here. I only use that as an example to show you guys. When you're looking at art that's this good, it doesn't fucking matter that, you know, this one building, I mean, now you might not be able to unsee but you know what I mean? When you're looking at it, it doesn't fucking, like the fact that like the depth of field for that one perspective point is off by an inch or so. It's what I like to call good enough, because he's not trying to teach you how to do perspective. He's trying to convey a emotion. He's trying to convey a scene of action. He's trying to give Black Cat this larger than life gravitas, leaping out to you from the page. It's meant to be captivating. It's meant to be super heroism. You know, it's you know? So yes. Sometimes good enough is good enough. Right, Bale?
Yeah. It has to be believable enough.
Yeah. So, that's...
Or as Master Canadian would say, a C+ effort.
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man looks backwards. That makes Cityscape a lot more interesting. Why would it smell like bananas? Because on that book they got a scratch and sniff sticker, and they put a scratch and sniff sticker on it. I didn't even know they still made those. Bill, what are you working on?
They made.
Yeah.
I was working on coding exercises because classes are starting back up.
Ooh, love to see you coding, buddy.
I mean, I should be a full-fledged JavaScript developer by the end of the year.
Fuck yeah. Animal.
Well, what was I gonna mention? Oh yeah, a few years ago, DC made a Harley Quinn annual that was like a scratch and sniff, and like the entire book had, you know, these panels that are scratch and sniff, and almost every other panel had like a different smell. It was quite the experience to read it. They don't make those anymore.
Read and smell.
Even, yeah, the cover I think was a scratch and sniff marijuana smell.
Ha! Oh, that's so funny, man. Let's see if we can make ourselves a fun little perspective grid on this one. Because why the hell not? Tildy's like, wow, it smell like bananas. Did Tildy ever tell us what kind of ice cream she got? No, she didn't.
No, the little gremlin just said she had ice cream, and she didn't deem to elaborate.
She didn't share. She's not sharing with the class either. Bill, when's the last time you had ice cream?
Sometime last year.
Is Spanish ice cream not as good?
I mean, the most of the time the ice cream I get is like the worldwide brand shit.
Oh, you mean like what's worldwide brand? What is that?
Like Nestle ice cream, or like Kibo, or what was the other one? You know, corporate ice cream, so to speak.
Corporate ice cream, yeah. Corporate brand.
There was this place in town that was selling like proper Italian gelato.
Oh, yes.
Made by Italian women.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
So, yeah, I'm gonna be in town tomorrow, and I'm gonna see if that place still lives. I mean, they were like literally in the heart of town, on a corner where pretty much everyone who went downtown went past that corner. So they had a lot of foot traffic. So I'm hopeful that they survived the COOF lockdowns.
Oh man!
And if they have, I'm gonna get some ice cream. Gonna get some gelato.
Good gelato is hard to find, man, especially homemade.
Yeah, like authentic Italian gelato made by Italian.
Italian
what
gelato.
What more could you ask for?
Yeah. And Kennedi's doing MegaCon soon.
Yeah, I saw he's back on the circuit.
Yeah, I'm real curious because this is the first time he's gonna be back since you know, the shenanigans that kept gelato out of people's mouths. They kept
since the Chinese bioweapon came out.
Exactly. So I do wonder what his table action is going to look like. What I'm hoping is people come by and ask him to sign Arc Athena.
Yeah, I was gonna say he better bring some Arc Athena books, because I'm pretty sure that someone's gonna be like, do you have any books I can buy?
Yeah. I wonder if I were him, I'd buy. I would definitely be bringing. I mean, the only problem with that is shipping. You know, like having to because those books can be heavy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a fucking hardcover. I have it right here. Like that thing can kill a motherfucker if you aim right.
Yeah, man. But imagine carrying around like 20 of those. You know.
Yeah, even 20 of those, when you think about it, it's not a lot. It's just 20 comic books, but it's 20 hardcovers.
Yeah, you gotta toss that in your suitcase and then lug it around an airport, and then you got to check it, and then when you're checking your bags, there's a 50-pound limit. Anything over that, they charge you fucking an exorbitant amount of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, Essential Sequential really didn't have anything to do with Arc Athena, so you can't be like.
Yeah, so you can't.
You can be like, Jason, why don't you bring a pallet of Arc Athena and add it to your inventory.
I know, right?
And then even if you did do that, even Jason agreed to that, he'd probably have to get a cut, and then there's no way Iconic would stand for that kind of shit. So it's probably a nightmare. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah.
If he's only got like a couple of Arc on him.
Yeah, maybe just bring a few just in case.
Yeah.
I think it's the prudent thing to do when you're going to a con and you have and you have an indie book out that's not supported, but that's not, what's the word I'm looking for?
What, it's like big two?
That probably, yeah, not even big two. That's probably not as. That has probably escaped people's attention because we've noticed in the very chat, Nicole, that people just forgot to get it, even though we were campaigning for it for like a straight month.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Did you get a chance to watch Moon Knight?
No, I haven't had any interest in it.
Yeah, I gotta say, there's some really man. This is the same thing that's plagued a lot of Marvel TV shows. There's some really mixed bag, and you have some good stuff, you have some great stuff, and then you've got some really boring things and really forgettable things, and then really like, why is that even in there things? And they're all in the same show. And it can cause a show that had a really unique premise like WandaVision to just completely collapse. And Moon Knight, it's not exactly as like, I think the ending could have been better. It didn't fumble as bad as WandaVision, and it certainly wasn't as bad as Falcon and Winter Soldier. But there was enough kind of like meh stuff happening that, and it wasn't consistently, but like, imagine if, in your meal, if for every delicious bite you got a bite that just was disgusting, it would taint the entire experience. One bad bite, even if your meal up until that point has been a succulent Chinese meal, if you have one bite that kind of tastes like barf, it's gonna crush your whole appetite and stain the whole meal. It doesn't matter.
Imagine you're enjoying some sweet Chinese noodles, and then that one and only bite tastes a little bit too much like a bat.
Yeah.
And it's so ruined.
Yeah, now you've got COVID. I'm sorry, the beer bug. Gotta be careful.
The coof.
Yeah, El Kufe. Yeah, so like, that's kind of how it feels with this Moon Knight show, along with other Marvel properties. Unfortunately, when you get those doo-doo bites, when you get those less than tasty morsels, it stains the show. It detracts from the overall experience.
I've even had that same experience with food a few months ago, where I went to the kebab shop like right as it was opening up to get a kebab, because I hadn't had one in like ages, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself today. And because I went in early, they hadn't fired up the grills properly yet, so when I got mine, it had bites in it that were not as warm as the rest of it. Imagine you're enjoying like a hot burger, and then you had like a mild temperature bite in the middle of it.
Dude, especially with meat, man.
I mean, it was cooked.
It was cooked, okay, but even so,
it was cooked, but there was a temperature difference, and when it's a hot meal, you notice that. And I haven't gone to that place ever since.
No, it's disgusting. Because then you're like, well, shit, they were so cavalier with this, man. Like, what else? You know? But like that's a perfect analogy. There were a few medium temperature bites in Moon Knight, and then it leaves you kind of like it leaves you wanting, unfortunately.
And why do you think this has been happening with a lot of Disney Plus shows? Is it maybe because they're just in a rush to shit things out?
Man, it's so funny, man, because like I said, WandaVision was really, really compelling. It's a woman. Listen, Wanda Maximoff is fucking crazy. In the comic books, she's fucking nuts. People don't like her. There have been discussions on whether or not they should kill her for the betterment of the universe, because she pulled an Adolf, more or less. She,
no more mutants.
Yeah, like one day you wake up and all the Jews are missing. She did that to the mutants. I mean, she literally is like 99.5% of mutants just wiped out like that. She was literally like, yeah, no more mutants. And she's so powerful. She has such omega level powers that she was able to accomplish that in her insanity. So the WandaVision TV show leading up to us getting a character that was kind of really, up until that point, fucking inconsequential in the MCU. And then because they needed us to get from like a crybaby Wanda, like Sokovia Wanda, and then build it up to a character that could take on some of the most fiercest of heroes in the universe. They needed to give her a show to build her up to that. So this whole show of her having a nervous breakdown through chaos magic, I mean, there's a lot there. That premise is juicy. And then even having like the kind of like eerie sitcom thing happening where you're watching a sitcom, but there's an underlying like horror like factor, because you know something's wrong. You're watching the show and you're watching it like you would an episode. You're meant to watch it like you're watching an episode of I Love Lucy, and then you're meant to watch or Leave It to Beaver, and then you're meant to watch it like you're watching an episode of Roseanne or what the fuck, Full House, or any of those fucking 90s TV shows. So you're meant to watch it like that, except it'd be like if you're watching an episode of Full House and then in the background you notice that like one of the extras got a gun pointed at their head. Like it's meant to be like, oh, look how funny and silly this is, laugh trap, like, but there's a horror happening behind that's like just out of view, just in your periphery. Something's wildly wrong, and just on an instinctual level, that watching the show. Amazing, great premise, and yet somehow they fuck it up in the very and like, because it's like they even introduce the very first aspects of the multiverse, or they could have, and instead they give us a boner joke with Quicksilver, right? Like, we finally have an introduction. We all know that at this point, for when WandaVision was happening a couple of years ago, we all knew that they were leaning towards the multiverse, right? But they had already started working on the Multiverse of Madness. We knew it was happening. There were all those Spider-Man rumors about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. All this stuff is clicking in the background. You realize that in the MCU, because of the Thanos build, they have to take it even bigger, and the only place you can go outside of the universe is the multiverse. So it just made logical sense. So everybody's thinking this is going to be the show, and then they just kind of fucking tease us with it, and it falls flat. And then the Loki show, you've got, again, holy shit, this is going to be finally we got something. All right, well, they fucked up WandaVision. Maybe this is going to be the show that really kicks off Phase 4. Phase 4, for example, the MCU Phase 4 has been a kind of meandering mess. Just to take a quick aside here, the Phase 4 movies that have come out have been all over the fucking place. Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow. None of them, like, they don't work together. They're not working towards a specific goal. Versus like, I know people got upset that a lot of the MCU movies, at least in the first, like Phase 2 and Phase 1, they were building up to something, and sometimes even to the detriment of the story, because they were trying to crowbar in greater stuff. and it didn't always work out. Sometimes you wanted more of a you sometimes wanted a little bit more of a Captain America Winter Soldier, where it isn't tied to anything particularly bigger. There's not a lot of Thanos stuff in there happening. It's really a Captain America story, kind of a Captain America boots on the ground story, and that was enough. But the thing about Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Eternals, you don't really get any of it. You know, like, you don't like Phase 4 is just kind of like, yes, it's about the multiverse, but none of these things tie in. Also, you don't see any of the other characters play with these characters either, so it leaves you wanting more. A show like Loki, you're like, okay, finally, this is Feige. This is gonna be the MCU doing what it does best, right? We're gonna be introduced to more characters and people and places and things that will lead us towards the greater goal of Phase 4 and the Secret Wars, perhaps, or any kind of other larger threats, right? We're gonna get to meet our Thanos, right? By the way, Thanos, who was teased from like the fucking first Avengers movie, we're getting teased for Thanos, that would pay off many, many, many years later. So you're assuming like that's what we're gonna get, and then there's some really compelling stuff that happens in Loki. There's some wild fun things that happen. There's some excellent sci-fi going on in the series, and I think the actors do a great job. Tom Hiddleston, Lady Loki, Owen Wilson as Mobius, really, and even the guy who plays Kang the Conqueror, but not Kang the Conqueror. Hey, Strike Boy. Not Kang the Conqueror proper, but He Who Remains. He Who Remains is who he plays. The last man at the end of time. I think that actor did a fucking incredible job. He seemed completely nuts in a fun and compelling way. But even so, they dropped the ball. Loki was fun in certain places and certainly beautiful to look at, but inevitably it felt lacking, and it left you wanting more. And then again, you still didn't know how this ties into the greater stories of the MCU. Leading up to No Way Home, actually, Bill, I don't know if you knew this, but people talk to Feige about how Loki leads to No Way Home, leads to Doctor Strange, and he says specifically, the events that took place with Loki and Sylvie and I was about to say the last man on Earth, He Who Remains, the events that transpired at the end of Loki directly lead into Doctor Strange's spell going wrong in No Way Home. But they don't fucking tell you that. Like, you shouldn't have to hear that.
How? Yeah, how am I supposed to put that together, stupid?
Like, it makes sense, right? Like, when they kill Kang, spoiler fucking alert, but if you haven't watched Loki at this point, you're probably never gonna. When they kill Kang, or a version of Kang, who was keeping everything together, he called it the Sacred Timeline. And in the Loki TV show, Loki works for an organization called the TVA, the Temporal Variant Authority. And they stop anyone from going off the rails. Kang has kept the timeline locked. And the reason he's done this is because when the timeline isn't locked, there are so many variants of men like him, so many different Kang the Conquerors, that there becomes a war. A multiversal war. So, like, again, this is where they're going. Like, Loki is where they're supposed to be showing us where things can go wrong. But they don't talk about that in fucking Doctor Strange. They don't talk about that in Spider-Man. The fact that, like, it makes perfect, by the way, if you're watching these, and you watched Loki with me, so you know, when they killed Kang, we literally saw the universe and timeline start to branch off and completely snap and fracture. And then in those moments when these universes are being born, we're watching our sacred MCU timeline meet the rest of the multiverse, meet, the X-Men universe, the Deadpool universe, meet Tobey Maguire's universe, Andrew Garfield. Like, it's all finally connected, but they never fucking talk about that in No Way Home.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it now, and it's so easy to do this. Like, while we were in that scene where Peter was talking and Strange was casting the she could have just said, "This is a temporal or time-based magic. I need to focus. Shut your fucking mouth. And before the explosion goes off, he can just say, time shattered, or something to allude to that connection.
Something, right? Something that, because
it doesn't need to be on the nose, but it's MCU fans, so for them it has to because they're low IQ.
Right, but you don't have to have like Loki doesn't show up and say, "Look what I did, gang, bye." Yeah, but something. Give us
show us some connection that's on screen. Like fucking.
Like literally,
this is so infuriating.
Like literally in the end of the first Avengers, we see Thanos. Like we literally see his ass, and they show us, they handhold us. But we know that despite whatever's happening in Avengers, there's something much worse going on. Kang the Conqueror is the worst thing that's going on. Kang the Conqueror is a man who is deranged enough to want to control time itself, and has with He Who Remains. Now with the multiverse going on, you're 100%. I'm now 100% certain that what Feige and them are leaning towards is Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. I don't know if you've did you read that? You love Hickman. Did you read Secret Wars with the incursions?
No. I'm mostly a DC guy, so I need to catch up on Marvel.
So it goes a little something like this. For anybody who hasn't read Secret Wars, for a while there's he wrote 2 stories. I think New Avengers and Time Runs Out. There were two through line comic books going on at the same time, and it deals with the Illuminati, and it deals with it's the multiversal war, right? And it's the Secret Wars. This is the second time Secret Wars has happened, and it leads to Battle World. So it goes like this. For some reason, a catalyst occurs, and imagine the multiverse. Imagine like the multiverse, like most of us have seen it, like an endless string of Earths, right? Kind of like imagine like an infinite looping pearl, right? That just warps around.
Imagine anal beads, but of planet Earth.
An infinite amount of anal beads, but that's instead of anal beads, it's Earth. And what ends up happening is, think of it like a pendulum. But like, Bill, what if that cushion in between the multiverse, right? The taint in between 2 Earths. What if that evaporated, and that caused 2 Earths?
Yeah, there's going to be collision.
2 multiverses. So what we learn in Secret Wars is that Earth is the reason why Earth is so special. Is the reason why all these demons are here and all these lunatics are trying to go to Earth. Earth just happens to be in the multiverse. Earth just happens to be on. You know how California is on. California is on like earthquake lines. Like California or the Philippines. Like there's a certain like points in the Earth that it's really bad to be there because the Earth, like the tectonic plates are shifting, and there's lots of energy there, and it's a nightmare, right? Earth is on those same kind of lines, but in the multiverse. Earth is where a lot of the energy and action is happening. So the Earth becomes the point in which the multiverse collides with other multiverses. So you can't have 2 Earths existing in the same place. So the 2 Earths start to treacherously and deadly, dangerously attract, like magnets. Except how it works is this being the multiverse is the only way. Either both Earths are destroyed or one Earth dies. So what you do is, what ends up happening is you see these heroes. You see these heroes who are confronted with this horrible choice where either everybody in both universes dies absolutely. I believe that's what happens, right? Or you destroy one of the Earths and they kind of miss each other, more or less. And this goes on. And by the way, but what ends up happening, Bale, is imagine you're playing like Jenga or something like that, and you remove a block and it all starts to tumble. What ends up happening is once that first Earth is destroyed, or once those first 2 Earths are destroyed and the multiverse starts to break, they all start to fall, like gravity pulling them together. Every Earth starts to collide with its most adjacent Earth. across the multiverse, and this starts to spawn a multiversal war. And at the very end, it ends with Battle World happening. But this is what you get. But like this is they're called incursions. And we get to see all of the top dogs in the MCU, not the MCU, but in the Marvel Comics universe. We get to see them try to deal with these incursions in their own way. Everybody from Black Panther to Black Panther's T'Challa to Reed Richards to Professor Xavier to Tony Stark, Hank Pym. Everybody's doing their damnedest to figure out a way to solve this problem, this unsolvable problem, to save their universe, to save the multiverse. It's really fucking compelling, and I'm 99% sure that this is where the MCU is headed. But I gotta say, man, people should be really fucking excited for this, and the fact that they're not. For the fact that Doctor Strange had a drop off in audience from weekend to weekend, on par with Black Widow, on par with Batman v Superman, is the drop off. I forget how much.
I gotta ask, and I don't care about spoiling that scene, but in the scene where Wanda goes, "You break time and nothing happens. I take prisoners and everyone gets mad at me. I don't think that's fair." Is that scene played off as, oh, she's misunderstood, or?
All right, I'll give you a little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, small, like 10-second spoiler for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. WandaVision, Wanda. You remember the end of WandaVision where she gets a hold of the Darkhold and she's turning like crazy? Like she's floating and she's all red and she actually looks like Scarlet Witch. The Darkhold, it gets her ass, and she is a full-fledged. She's the bad guy. She's the villain. So she's not meant to sound relatable. She's meant to sound she sounds like a lunatic. She is meant to sound like a lunatic. Yeah, she's meant to sound like a lunatic, and she does, because it's like somebody trying to justify like mass murder, or like.
Yeah, it's typical villain shit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I only
No, go on, finish.
Yeah, because it was typical villain shit back in WandaVision, and now it's even more solidified.
What you learn, and you'll actually probably enjoy Doctor Strange more. Because you watch because I forced you to watch WandaVision, because I forced you to watch a show you didn't want to, but you watched it to the end. You will be one of the few who enjoy Doctor Strange more, because you realize that WandaVision is in fact a villain origin story, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that even while we were watching.
We knew it while we were watching, despite all those fucking simps like, oh my god, Wanda, she's just misunderstood. It's like, shut the fuck up, Twitter. All right, hang on, I got to pee so bad. I'll be right back.
Shut the fuck up, Fiverr writer. Yeah, we've come full circle to where Cola can't finish shit on stream because we keep talking about so many topics, he just gets heated. Like, I think he has less drawn from when he started. Because this figure had some arms, and now she doesn't. And I don't think the perspective grid lines count as having done something. I need to concur with Cole and see how many tokens of force you to watch a show I have. Because I have a few ideas that I can use on him for shit to watch, because especially after Fully Could. But I still don't know if I want to throw him into the weird portion of anime or if I want to try and make him cry. Because when he watched Steins Gate, he did say he teared up during that scene where Christina comes back to tell Okabe that she loves him. So, one of my goals is to make Cole have a proper cry watching anime. So if I only have one shot and one opportunity to force him to watch a show, I'm still torn between making him watch a sob fest or making him watch something super weird. Peak weirdo, which is Bakemonogatari. thought affectionist to have cleared that out. Good thing I managed to finish my comic before that. It's kind of a very typical comic creator thing to happen. You grind away at a comic, you finish it, you fall sick the day afterwards. Shit finally catches up to you. There was this manga I saw in my local comic book store that it's basically Japanese Jurassic Park or nursery Jurassic Park, and I can't find an English translation of it because, you know, for the ones in there, since I'm in Spain, it's in Spain, and I ain't reading fucking Spanish. Spanish sucks. And I don't trust their translation quality. Dinosaurs. Tiger group mail. You'd be surprised. Oh, I see. How many foiled it? Oh, it's because it started in fucking March. That's why it's not translated yet. It's supposed to come out in September. Oh my god, that's gonna take a while. Well, at least it's weird how fucking Spaniards got it first. Goddamn Spaniards work very fast. When it matters. Or when it does matter because there's a quality of shit. What's he taking so long? Is he stuffing his face again? I bet you guys he's gonna come back, he's gonna have food in his mouth. So when they came out doing their own streams at the moment. Yeah, I mean when it's only me. And it's late here, so I can't be as energetic as I could.
What happened?
See, I fucking told you, Chad. I told Chad you're gonna come back with food in your mouth.
Just nuts this time. Just healthy nuts.
Yeah. Still, I'm correct.
It's quiet with Nikki and Matt doing their streams, their own streams at the moment. Oh, are they streaming? Well, those two streaming.
I don't know. I was talking to Chad about not knowing how many tokens of I'm going to make you watch this show I have. Because I don't keep track. I only kept track of it when you made me watch Peacemaker. So I'm wondering on what anime to use them on.
That's true. Yeah.
Because after Fooly Cooly, you'd be primed for a specific type of anime, which is among my favorites. But the other objective is I wonder if I could find anime that will properly make you cry. Because I know you said that Steins Gate made you teared up in that one scene.
Dude, Steins Gate, man. That's a tear, dude. If you're not tear jerking during Steins Gate, man, you're fucking up. You're a heartless son of a bitch, dude.
Yeah, so I want to see if I can take that further. So I'm still torn.
Make him cry. It's quiet. Playing vampires. Oh.
Make him cry.
Vampires. Oh, they're playing a Vampire Masquerade. I still don't know what the hell that game is about.
Me
Man.
neither.
Where's the Masquerade? A tweet has been
Dude, I
sent.
saw manga.
Yeah, you saw manga?
I saw a manga in my local comic book store. It got translated in Spanish first before English. English translation doesn't come out till September, but it's basically Jurassic Park. It's a nursery for dinosaurs. It's like, imagine if Liz, that used to work at a tree nursery,
Yeah.
did the same but for dinosaurs. I flipped through it and the art is pretty good. And I looked it up now to see if I can find it in English, and it's not fucking there.
Ah, boo. We'll get there.
And I'm not reading it in fucking Spanish.
Nor should you. You should never subject it to Spanish.
I don't trust their translation. They had it. I don't even remember the specificity of the example, but they had like an absolutely abysmal translation, like a DC book. It wasn't even a play on words. It was just poor translation. And ever since then, I haven't bought a Spanish comic. I even went to the comic book store, and the owner agreed to trade in my Spanish comics for English ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude, he orders Yankee comics.
Hachi Machi. Hey, who's a character that I'm trying to think of a lady character I could draw.
In what context? Because there's plenty of lady characters.
No, I know.
We just look at Fullmetal Alchemist that we talked about the other day.
Supergirl? No, I'm drawing.
Oh, you mean like a flank?
I'm drawing one right now, and I'm like, all right, this girl's like sailing through the sky with her arms behind her. I could have her holding swords or guns, or just her fists.
I mean,
so I'm like, who?
You can draw your favorite My Hero Academia character. I don't think you've drawn. Have you drawn her?
Midnight? I've drawn her.
No, not Midnight. The other one.
Oh,
Keep forgetting her name. The beauty pageant girl.
Wait. Because first I thought of Big Lady. I thought of
Oh, Mountain Lady.
Mountain. Yeah. But then I'm like, no, I know.
The girl in the big city. What the fuck was her name?
No, I know. She won the fucking talent show. Her name is so hard to remember.
Neji Rehado. Holy shit.
Yeah. Wow. I would not have remembered that. I remember.
Well, I looked it up.
Oh, okay. What about the girl from Invincible? I drew her before. Adam Eve. Man, I know a spoiler about Adam Eve. Unfortunately, it was spoiled for me. I know dude. I know a spoiler about Adam Eve, and I know a spoiler about Midnight, because I was both times I was spoiled for for having the audacity to look up references for these characters.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. I told you.
I know.
When did I tell you that you should be very wary of Googling manga, because My Hero Academia is in its ending arc and it's going fucking insane. And I think Jujutsu Kaisen is also somewhere in there, and it's also going fucking insane. So be careful. Be careful, man. Because Jujutsu Kaisen has massive spoilers. I'm talking about massive, like the entirety of the fandom crying in pain spoiler.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You know how the Fullmetal Alchemist fandom cries whenever you mention Nina?
Yeah.
Same fucking level of pain.
Oh my god. Oh no. No thank you.
Yeah, so if you want to look up reference for My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and what is the other one? I think those are like the big three that are coming up. Just tell me what you need and I would look it up for you, because I'm up to date with them.
Jeez. Rogers is like, la la la.
Yeah. It's basically what you gotta do. And here's the worst part. In Instagram, you know how when you go into a discover thing, and sometimes you see like memes from like manga and anime and whatnot, and there's gonna be like multiple slides. The first one is gonna be the meme, the second one is often a spoiler. or a meme that contains a spoiler.
You know, I was literally like, oh, let me see how to draw midnight. I was like, wait, what happens? You know, I was like, it was just like, it was like somebody like writing the title of their art, and it wasn't even like what the drawing itself was just a regular drawing, but it was, you know, I don't want to, you know.
Yeah, it was the title.
Yeah, it's like Jesus. And then, yeah, the exact same thing for Adam Eve. I was like, oh, let me see how to draw her. I was like, oh, okay. But all right, but
I mean,
Invincible's different.
I've seen snippet.
Invincible's been over now for like years now, so
yeah,
like
it's been over for years, and I've seen like snippets from, I think even Reynolds himself like posting panels from the comics, and I've seen some horrible shit happening to her, so I can imagine.
Yeah. So listen, man, it's kind of, you know, you honestly you say the same thing about My Hero Academia, where it's on, you know, Attack on Titan. These are properties that are done. You know, it's like if it'd be like if you know, George R. R. Martin, or it's like Harry Potter when the movies had come out, but the books had already been finished. The fandom.
When it comes to,
you know,
I think when it comes to like adaptations like Harry Potter, there's some understandable leeway where people are like, hey, not everyone likes reading 700-page books.
Yes, that's true.
And in regards to Attack on Titan, I think that leeway of manga readers not spoiling anything for the anime only watchers might be near its end because it ended in April.
Oh, dude, I still gotta finish I gotta finish the last 3 episodes of part 2.
And for My Hero Academia, the thing that you stumbled upon didn't happen that long ago.
Oh, wow. So it's fresh. But that would make sense, right? Because like I'm like, oh, hey, let me figure out how to draw this character. And then, you know, if it happened recently, then most people are trying to draw the same character for different reasons than I am, you know?
I think it happened in the last 10 or so chapters.
Yeah. So like
so it's within like a couple of months, maybe 3 months tops.
Yeah, so like the reason why I'm trying to draw this character is like, oh, hey, I really like this character. The reason they are trying to draw this character is because, you know,
they really like her.
Yeah. For different reasons. How about someone from Vox Machina? I actually really enjoyed that show. I didn't love it. I gotta be honest with you. Like I love D&D. I love fantasy. But like I wouldn't tell Bale to watch Vox Machina unless he was looking for someone to kill some time with. Like the animation is okay. The animation is on par with the Netflix anime, like Korra and Voltron. It's like that style of animation.
Castlevania?
No. Don't Castlevania, dude. Castlevania is anime. Like Castlevania is so good that like you don't even want to.
Have you watched the last season?
You know what? I don't think I've watched. Oh my god! I don't. You know, it was one of those things where like I had been meaning to. Yeah, that's what. Fuck. All right, Fooly Cooly, and then Castlevania, because that was one I was. I put that off, and then all the hype died down, and I forgot. Jeez, nobody's even brought that up in so long. Yeah, Vox Machina is like, it's very funny. It's very funny, and it's D&D based, and the thing that I love about it. One of the things that I love about it is that you like the spells that they cast are like ripped from the pages of D&D.
I mean, they're supposed to.
Right, but like they're not supposed to, like they can't do it exactly because D&D isn't like they don't own D&D. You know, that's Wizards of the Coast. That's a Wizards of the Coast property. So if they were like, oh wait, I cast, you know, Shadow Blade or whatever, you know, like it's like the lawsuit time. But you get to see them utilizing the spells. Like one of them casts Wall of Thorns mid scene. I'm like, Wall of Thorns, I had that fucking, or like my druid had that spell. You know, it's like, so if you're a D&D nerd and you're familiar with like spells, especially from 5e, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I know that spell. Oh my god, I know that spell. I know that weapon. But they don't say.
They probably signed some sort of license with Wizards of the Coast. Because you can also look at it as a massive D&D commercial. But I really enjoyed Castlevania the last season. Like the animation got upped again. Like you can, when you watch like all of it in one go, like all of Castlevania, you can see how the animation gets better and better.
Wait, remind me what happens at the end of Castle. No, not at the end. Could you remind me what the last season is about? The final season of Castlevania.
It's Hector and Isaac finally clashing.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't. I don't think I've seen that.
It's Isaac's vengeance. Let me see. It's the life that. No, I think did we talk about the life of Arucardo whenever he moves in the castle when he's all alone?
Oh, wait.
No, I think that was season.
No, that was the other season. I think that was the season before that. That's where he gets taken advantage of sexually, right?
Yeah. Okay, so this season is basically the Isaac and Hector clash, and then there's like a final battle where where we fight the vampire queens.
I agree there were lots of good D&D reference in the use of 5e content, but dang, did they have a lot of critical roles, saving throws, etc. Yeah, I mean, listen, are you familiar with the Vox Machina story? Oh shit, it's Major from Ghost in the Shell. I would draw Major from Ghost in the Shell, but in order to do that, I would 100% want to. Listen, if you're drawing Major from Ghost in the Shell, you have to draw a cyberpunk background. It's fucking blasphemy if you don't, dude. You better. I don't want to go. I want to do all that. I'm literally in the middle of doing that right now with another drawing. I'm like, I just want to do a quick one. Quick. All right, so Castlevania, Fooly Cooley. How many is Fooly? You said Fooly Cooley is only 6 episodes long.
Yeah, that was quite a surprise.
That's quick.
And Castlevania is like 10.
So Najiri Hado, do I draw her in the schoolgirl uniform or with her suit?
I mean, if you're gonna draw her in the schoolgirl uniform, you're gonna need an upshot for a Penny Chow.
Penny Chow? How dare you?
But if you want to play around with perspective and use her energy things, I can see the superhero uniform working.
Not until the show. Yeah, no, you know what? I like Vox Machina, but again, I don't like it enough that or I don't like it so much that I'm going to sit through the hundreds of hours of the D&D show. Like I'm fine just just watching the TV show, calling it a day. Man, when's the next season of My Hero Academia?
I think it's this fall.
All right.
I think it's this year. Let me check.
Oh, you know what I did? I mean, I know a guy who looks just like me who allegedly downloaded it, the English dubbed version of the last few episodes of Attack on Titan season whatever part 2.
I think the dub is already out.
Yeah, it's on Funimation allegedly. Oh no, that's not alleged. That's true.
And yeah, My Hero Academia season 6 is confirmed for fall of this year. So anywhere from September to November. And we also got the Mob Psycho confirmation of season 3.
That's going to be a ways off, though, right? I mean, we're probably looking at 2023, I'm guessing.
I think it was that, yeah.
Yeah, because they just announced that.
We also have Chainsaw Man in the fall.
That is that I am excited for.
Dude, Chainsaw Man is going to be bomb. It's also short. It's like 97-ish chapters. So it's gonna be like maybe 3 or 4 seasons like Mob Psycho.
And then it's done? Whole thing?
It's part 1 that's been released so far, and we're supposed to get a part 2, I think this summer.
This summer.
No, it says here that for now, Mob Psycho Season 3 is going to premiere in October of this year.
What the fuck? God damn, dude.
Yeah, the fall is going to be a lit season.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to go back to the recaps. Right, I don't plan on listening to their podcast / stream or whatever. Yeah, no, man, it's so much commitment, dude. Like, those are like multi-hour, weekly long D&D sessions, and I do love D&D. But I'd rather spend those hours doing something else. Something else. Dude, I want to get this sound effect of this one of those VTuber girls. One of those VTuber girls with the, you know, the ones that like look cute and they get like their VTuber avatars almost like 3D.
I mean the live 2D ones.
Yeah. The like the ones that are on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
And there's this one really cutesy one, like with a big old anime head, and she's being cute and like, you know, her eyes are blinking and whatever, and she's on screen. And for some reason, dude, in her little like Japanese-esque baby voice, she's like, "Shut up! Shut the fuck up!" Dude, it's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, because you see this cute little thing with it, cute little.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she had like a like, again, dude, it sounded like a baby cursing, but like a anime baby. I almost want to. Let me see if I could find it.
I don't even know what we were talking about because a lot of them have that.
That's all of them.
Cutesiness to them. It's not all of them. A few of them are like quite. There's a few that are like properly mature. Like they act like women instead of like kids.
Yeah.
They don't try to be super cute.
Yeah, who's looking for that?
Yeah, most of them are like the super cute kind, like big heads, giant eyes, no nose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the midnight dude. I should do a sexy midnight mountain lady combo. You know those two have banged.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
And you can always throw in a Monera Easter egg.
Virtual YouTubers, Japanese VTubers, to shut the fuck up.
Oh, it's a Japanese VTuber saying that? Because I was looking for an English one.
I don't know. Let me hang on. Let me give this a listen. All right, let's listen together. This probably won't be copyrighted.
Hey, what did you What did you? I can't read Japanese too. Oh my god.
What do you mean? It's already in Japanese.
All right, hang on. All right, Bill.
5.
Oh, okay. 3.500.
What? Shut the fuck up! This alarm.
No, that wasn't it.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Normal. Yeah. Can't find it either. As long as you don't know the name of the VTuber, it's going to be very difficult. Because there are VTubers everywhere now. I wish I had enough care stored to commission the VTuber artist that I want to finally do my model. because she opens slots very rarely, and she opens up only one.
Yeah, dude, yeah, god damn it. There's too many fucking VTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a needle in a haystack.
Especially if you're trying to look up a VTuber saying "shut the fuck up," which
Right?
is,
Yeah, no.
you know, that might be on me. You know how little that narrows it down.
Okay. Maybe I'll try to draw this gal. Maybe I'll try to draw her a little thicker than. Okay. Wait, so what's the verdict? Did you enjoy Fooly Cooler?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. I was surprised that it was so short, but it was enjoyable. The thing I've heard is that the fandom denies the existence of anything else after this first quote unquote season. 'Cause, you know, they're
There's
like
2 other seasons.
there's like more. Yeah, there's more Fooly Cooly, but the fandom has collectively said that is not Fooly Cooly.
Dude, I've noticed that because I was about to download like the other 2 iterations, but everybody, including Midstream, was like, don't watch this.
Yeah, then I'm gonna trust their judgment.
But yeah, no.
Because
Yeah.
whenever a fandom collectively boycotts something like this, you know, like the ending of Game of Thrones, you know
Yeah.
that it's within reason.
That's exactly right.
Bless you.
Thank you. It's got a little chilly in here.
How are you wearing a long sleeve and a beanie in fucking 100-degree weather?
It's not. Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
In New York City, it's 67 degrees Fahrenheit with partly sunny skies.
67.
Tonight, you can look for rainy weather with a low of 56 degrees. Here is your traffic.
No, it's
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly where you're at. I'm surprised.
Yeah, what's it by you?
I think it's going to be very hot. It's gonna be 36 Celsius, and I think that is 90 something. That's 96.
96, eh? That's a ton. It's not nothing.
Yeah, and I'm transparent as it is. So I'm gonna have to be careful.
Yeah, no, you can't. You're not used to that.
Can't sit out in the
Spaniard
sun
climate.
too long. Yeah, the worst part of it is that March and April were like constantly raining. It was terrible, like English weather for like 2 solid months, and we went from like 15 Celsius, which I think is like 60-ish degrees in Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
To 30 in the span of 2 weeks.
Aye. Yikes.
Yeah. Usually, I have this sweet spot of me going to the beach and catch some sun without burning, which is like late March, early to mid-April. You know, to make sure that if I go outside for like a day's walk or something, that I don't look like a lobster.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that this year. It was fucking raining.
No shit. Okay. You know, it's funny. I find, I gotta say, I think I find She-Hulk more attractive than the actress herself by herself.
I mean, you mean her She-Hulk form, or do you mean the character She-Hulk? The
No, I
drawing?
mean, like, just the way she looks. Like, her face is prettier. Like, her face is prettier, and her, like, she's, like, yeah, more physically attractive than the regular actress.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you think it's the green that does it for you?
Must be.
Well, you know what you gotta do now. You gotta buy green face paint and slather it onto your lady to make sure.
Here, put this on. Put this on.
Yeah, you're taking going green to the next level.
Do you have a favorite Fooly Cooly character?
Oh my god, the characters are so entertaining that it's hard to pick a favorite. But if I had to, I think I'm just gonna go with the main character.
Hey, no shame. No shame in, like, the main character.
Yeah, because I can't say anything else,
Yeah.
anything more, because it might take away from your dream. Even if I say like the vaguest shit, like with any
Right.
character, he's gonna have development, but you know.
Right.
Even though I did choose the main character, the distance between the first and second spot is like minuscule. Like they're all very close.
I'm eager to see the TV head thing, because I've only seen pictures of that character.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
You ever plan on visiting Japan?
I'd love to. My fucking cousin is going there with his fiance and another friend of ours I think in fall.
Oh,
They're
damn.
going on a trip to Japan. But yeah, I'd love to visit Japan. But here's the thing though.
Hey, Nerditude's here. We just got raided.
Yeah, let's go.
Nerdy! What's up, Nerditude? Thank you for the raid. How was Lazy Masquerade? Lazy. How was Vampire Masquerade? Skyrock Rudy, hello Jen. We lost every game. I don't know how that game works, and I don't know
Fucking
what
scrub.
I don't know what losing or winning constitutes. Like, I don't know what that means. We lost every game. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. You'll get him. You'll get him next time. You'll get him next time, Betty. All right, shut you off. It's like Fortnite essentially with vampires. Oh, so it's multiplayer. So you're playing it like you play COD? Was Jen playing too? Hey, is there a beach scene with Hato? With Nejire? Hato? Does she show up? Yeah, does she show up to the beach scene too?
Wasn't there one recent?
There was, but I don't remember if she was there or not. Nah, Nikki and I. Is it a 2-man team? I'm gonna eat, then chill. If you're on, I'll join voice. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be here for at least another hour and change.
Yeah, she's there. She was there with Uraraka, the frog girl, with Froppy and
Froppy.
the other girl, the marine girl.
Which girl?
The marine girl, the one that's helping the sea lion guy.
Oh, right. Forgot about that one. Gotta love a beach scene.
Oh yeah, beach episodes are like culture at this point.
Well, dude, even the X-Men was doing it in the 90s. They had the beach episode.
Yeah, dude. They knew what was up.
Yeah, of course.
And somehow they fucking forgot it all. Which is like the most infuriating part about modern corporate comics.
Yeah, they may have invented the beach scene, but they forgot they invented it. It's like watching you're watching an old parent slowly dying of Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the most accurate description of the current corporate comic books environment. They're suffering from Alzheimer's.
Oh, beach scenes.
I remember when we had that summer bikini issue, or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it was I think it was Jim Lee
Swimsuit
doing it.
edition.
Yeah, and then they had well, they had the guys in swimsuits too, and they even had the cards. They had the trading cards with them in swimsuits.
Yeah. Equal fan service for everyone. Everyone gets to be horny in the swimsuit episode.
That's right. No hornies left behind.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of that lady that with the big tits and the captain's hat in My Hero Academia?
Lady with big. Oh my god. The one that Toga turns into.
Yeah, Toga took over her body. So I guess she took over her body. So I think Cammy. Yeah, so actually Deku actually saw what that girl's tits look like.
Yeah. Technically he did.
Technically, yes. Oh, Deku, you pervert.
Yeah, for being a turbo version, he sure gets a lot of tits thrown in his face. Quite literally at times.
Yeah,
We've
literally in
seen
his
it with
face.
the Bacan.
Practically in his mouth.
Yeah.
Nikki and I am gonna eat and then chill. If you're on, I'll join. Voice. Bill, any interest in Thor Love and Thunder? The Lady Thor story.
I don't know, because here's the thing. I've seen the clip and I've seen a few pictures or screenshots or whatever they are where she looks buff, but in one picture it looked like poor Photoshop.
Oh boy.
Or maybe I just don't know my anatomy well enough.
I wonder.
You know let me see, I think it was posted in Discord. Let me scroll up a bit, see if I can find it. You know, there's a picture where Jane Foster as Thor is sitting next to Shuri.
Yes.
Her shoulder, like the shoulder tricep area looked weird. Maybe it's also me not knowing my anatomy, but when I looked at it I was like, that seems off.
Well, some people are saying that even though she got bigger, they're using CGI to make her muscles look even bigger. Because, like, for ladies, it's way harder for dudes to stack on that kind of sheer muscle mass, you know?
Yeah, that is.
So I don't know if, like, the guys, I get it why they're like, all right, Hemsworth, sit down. You're eating nothing but you're eating 5 chicken cutlets a day. You're doing 2 hours at least minimum hardcore weight lifting. Oh, and also Spread them. It's HGH and test time, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I can see why the guys be like, fuck it. You know, like, you're trained professionals. Marvel spent millions of dollars in me. They're not just gonna kill me. So okay, sure, professional doctor, juice me up. I find it hard for, like, you know, an Academy Award winning actress to just be like, yeah, sure, I'll completely destroy my entire female body's hormones for this one movie to get way fucking ridiculously jacked once for one movie that I'm filming for 3 months.
And she's not 22 either, isn't she? Like,
yeah, she's in her late 30s, or maybe she may be in her 40s, early 40s.
Yeah, so her body can't even heal as fast.
You know, like, if they were to put her on that regimen, dude, like, they would, like, her body would be wrecked for a while before she'd be able to get back to baseline.
Yeah.
Oh, Rogers, look at Rogers on the hunt. The Hindu Times, okay. Oh yeah, that looks like a bodysuit.
Did you find the picture I was thinking?
Here, I'm gonna pull it up.
I was trying to find.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Hey, Jamie, pull that picture of Jane Foster.
Oh, dude, you called Valkyrie Siri. I just caught that. I guess all black ladies look the same to Bale. She's sexy though.
I said
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah. Look at her left shoulder tricep area.
That looks fake.
Maybe you might
No, this
poor
looks.
anatomy, but that looks off. That looks.
You know, look at the
that
look
looks
at the
like
two.
a poor.
Look at the two ladies and their necks. God, I wish I could draw. I wish I could draw directly on this. But like, here, look at her proportions and body. Look at her neck to collarbone, and look at her. Look at where her chin is to her shoulders. Right. Now look at Natalie Portman's.
That's a long ass neck, my dude.
She's got a fucking giraffe neck. Ooh, whoever is doing the CGI fucked up, because that neck should be at least 3 or 4 inches lower. Again, look at the collar, right? Look how far her chin is from her collar. That's about the same height as hers. You got at least, like, this is like a 3-4 finger gap, and it should be like a 1 finger gap. Yeah, her head, and also again the neck. Also, look at her neck. Again, there are shadows here. But like, look how defined her muscles are.
Even though there are shadows, her neck looks painted over.
Yeah, Natalie has no V on her neck, right? And her muscles look like a toy doll's muscles versus, like, look at Tessa Thompson's arms and muscles, right? Like Tessa, you literally see the striations in the light. You see, not only do you see the collarbone, you see the neck muscles, you see the striations in her, was it deltoid?
Yes.
You see the ligamature and muscles in her triceps. You don't see any of that definition whatsoever in Natalie Portman's arms, and then there's a lot of weird stuff going on with the neck here. So I'm guessing they're CGI in her body by a bunch.
They really couldn't put this woman on some sort of. It doesn't even have to be geared. Just eat fucking white rice and whatchamacallit.
You know,
and
like
beef and ground beef, and just hit the gym.
I'm gonna assume, like, she probably did some, right? She probably did put on some weight, but at the end of the day, dude, she was like 110 pounds, man. So like, even if she put on 20 pounds of muscle, she's still gonna be like 5'1", $130, and that's still not, like, dude, Lady Thor. Lady Thor is meant to be that big or bigger. Like, she is supposed to be She-Hulk level. Yeah. So, like, there was no way that Natalie Portman, even if, again, unless they had her on a full female bodybuilder like regimen, including the like hormone therapy, and she's 40 years old and I don't know, dude, say it in English, fucking 160 centimeters. I don't know what that is. God damn it.
That is in English.
American English, god damn it. No, but like 2 seconds. You don't have to
That's
talk.
5'2".
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, guard, yeah. So she's 5'2" and she's 40 years old. Unless, like I said, man, unless she was willing to, like, truly change her whole body's makeup and composition for a single movie, like with the dudes, right? So Hemsworth and Hemsworth, and even like the guys who got like lean but like athletically built, like Doctor Strange, Paul Rudd, Shang-Chi got in good shape, but like not some of them got big. Like Evans is pretty fucking big, generally speaking. He's not bodybuilder big, but he's like regular guy workout big. Hemsworth got enormous. But like
huge.
But those guys, for the roles that they play, it still works. It's like for like when Chris Pratt got big or in good shape for Guardians, and then he maintained that, maybe put a little bit more on. He's been for the last like 6 years plus, he's been an action star. So he's in Jurassic World, he's in these other, he's in the Tomorrow War. He's like it pays, right? So like when Marvel's like, we're gonna put you on fucking test, baby, he's like, okay, that it changes his body composition, but he gets to carry, like that carries over, like that opens doors for him. If Natalie Portman is on fucking testosterone and she gets fucking swole as shit, dude, and she looks like a little bulldog, right? And then she's all muscle, right? She's little as fuck, but she's like built like the Wolverine. She's stocky. It's like, yeah, she'll look great when she's Lady Thor, but what happens when it's like, now it's her time to play like somebody's like, I don't know, depressing, sad indie film stay-at-home mom who's like a single mom trying to get, and like she just shows up and she's built like the fucking Hulk, dude.
She's built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, right. Man.
I think the way you salvage that as Disney is you did what they did in the comics when they first introduced her. You put someone else, you put an actual Amazonly built woman, and you give her the helmet, and you don't take that off unless it's like, super necessary, or she is, depowered back into Jane Foster. So you basically have two different people play.
Yes.
Thor Jane Foster and regular Jane Foster.
Yeah,
you give her, the Hulk up transformation, but with lightning and hammers. That way, you get to play both fan cards. You get the cute and tiny and fragile Natalie Portman, and then you get the actual Goddess of Thunder.
The cute and fragile Natalie Portman actually works for this character, because this character is, spoiler alert, at least in the comic books, we don't know if we're doing this story exactly, but she has a great arc in the comics because she's dying of cancer. She's stage 4 cancer. She's going through chemotherapy. Jane Foster is balding and frail and weak and sickly. Jane Foster looks like a girl, any person who's going through severe, intense chemotherapy. And what happens is the responsibility of the mantle of Thor falls in her responsibility. I think this is when Thor himself was unworthy and he was going through an arc himself. So somebody needs to be Thor. So even though she's dying of cancer, and the thing is, every time she turns into Lady Thor, it takes a horrendous toll on her body, her already frail body. So it undoes all of the chemo and everything else that she's going through to help cure her cancer. It's undone every time she picks up the hammer. But like any true hero who makes a sacrifice, if that's the price she has to pay, that's the price she has to pay. And she does so. And in the end, I believe it kills her. And that's the story of Lady Thor. Hello, artsy Bible nerd. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You mentioned MegaCon. I'm seeing now that Graham Nolan is also at MegaCon.
Who's that? What do I know?
I reckon it's the guy who drew Bane breaking Batman's back.
Oh, classic story. Man.
Who's also a comics geek.
Oh no, not comics geek.
I think quite a few of them are gonna be at the con.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Good. I hope there's a fist fight.
I mean, Graham Nolan's a tough dude.
You're talking some Lady Thor story arc. I am artsy. I am. I haven't read the arc in its entirety, so I'm by no means a expert. Have you read all new, all different Avengers? Is that the one that leads up to Secret Wars? If it doesn't, please remind me. I read a lot of the all new, all different titles because during that launch, I was working at Midtown Comics at their warehouse, so I got to read. You get to read all the comic books for free when you're working there, and you get to end Midtown. Didn't get them. Lots of stores got them that Monday or Tuesday. Like the vast majority of comic book stores got them the Monday or Tuesday before Wednesday Comic Book Day. Midtown Comics, because they had a special deal with Diamond, actually got them Friday morning. So we would literally be, besides like the editors and stuff and the people working at Diamond, we would be the first people to know how the stories was going to end days and days before, you know, the actual comic books came out, which is always awesome. I think it leads to Civil War 2. I found Civil War 2 to be underwhelming, but some people are saying that the MCU is going to end up going to do their version of Civil War 2.
Again.
Not again. Well, the other thing is, you gotta. I would want them to do Civil War 2, only because Civil War 1 was balls. No, don't get me wrong. Civil War, I think, is an excellent part of the MCU, and I think it's a pivotal part of the first few phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and an excellent MCU film. That, you know, you really get to see the fallout of the Winter Soldier and the events that, you know, for any MCU nerd, the events that transpire in Civil War directly lead to Thanos winning in the first part of the Infinity War saga. So Endgame, Endgame, Infinity War, they happen the way they do because of the fallout of Civil War, the rift between Tony and Cap. However, the quote-unquote Civil War part of MCU Civil War, to call it underwhelming would be a massive understatement of how disappointing that is. Essentially, Civil War is literally the entire Marvel universe, your characters at each other's throats. And like major characters, you know, from not just the Avengers but like across superhero-dom, and it's everybody. But the problem is, this happened so early on. This happened so early on. This happened so early on that there was the Civil War. Get out of here, Kennedy. There is only like 12 heroes in the entire Marvel universe, and what the climactic fallout of the superhero battle that we watch is a bench. Guys, remember how bad the scene was? I mean, it was nice. They were able to spice it up and save the scene because they give us the first introduction of Spider-Man in the MCU, and you're so ecstatic to see Spider-Man steal Captain America's shield at the time. And you're just beside yourself that they were able to actually fucking strike a deal with Sony in order to make that happen. Because nobody in their wildest dreams thought that two competing rival movie studios would actually come to some kind of agreement on the secondary characters, on the Sony's most pivotal, famous superhero character, one of the greatest of all time, that they would let anybody play with their toy. So that all that overshadowed what was actually really a boring fight scene. Like, yeah, you saw Ant-Man get really big and that was neat, but it was like 12 heroes fighting each other in an airport. Like, it wasn't a civil war. It was like a dispute among like a handful of friends. It was in hindsight a little lame. A little lackluster. Again, like I said, they did a great job spicing it up. They did a great job. Listen, Ant-Man gets to be Giant Man for the first time. Cool, awesome. That was really fun to see. Spider-Man was revealed for the first time. Great. We get to see a bunch of fun banter between a few of the heroes. We get to see some betrayals happen. And we even get some injuries. What's his face? The new Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle, Terrence Howard 2.0 as a War Machine. We get to see him get completely fucking paralyzed. Not funny. How dare you? We get to see him paralyzed from the events of that. So like there's some minor fallout, but I want, listen, Moon Knight lover. Moon Knight was enjoyable but flawed, like just about every other MCU, like just about what's up, Corey? Just about every other MCU Disney Plus series thus far. I want a fucking real Civil War, goddammit. I want the fucking X-Men, the Fantastic Four. I want every fucking hero they have. I want them to be at each other's fucking throats. You know? I want to watch the Hulk pick up Moon Knight and throw him through like a building, you know? To be caught by Spider-Man. Who swings on, like, I don't know, like kicks Reed Richards off his fucking fantastic car. Like, I want it to be a full-blown fucking Civil War, man. But to Eric's point, though, Civil War 2 would be, you know, they're not that far away enough that they'd have to be recycling old premises. We're not that bad. We're not that far. We're not Marvel Comics yet.
Thankfully.
Which I'm surprised at this point Marvel Comics hasn't released Civil War 3. I think
you keep giving him ideas like that, and they were.
I think that's why they're building towards Secret Wars. Of course, yeah. No, we had a whole conversation about how Marvel fucked up, and that Kevin Feige told, you know, the Hollywood Reporter or whomever, because they asked him, that he's like, yeah, oh yeah, the events of Loki directly lead to the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, directly lead to the events of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. No spoilers. But obviously multiverse is the title. But he says point blank, A equals B equals C, or leads to. But they didn't show that in any of the fucking films. So Bale and I were yelling about how stupid that is, and how broken this phase of the MCU is as well.
And you fucking fixed it in like 5 minutes.
Like, if Kang, people are assuming Kang is going to take the Doctor Doom place in Secret Wars. Like, he's going to be the big bad that they face. Because Kang is also going to be the big bad in Ant-Man, and the Quantum Verse, whatever. But like, what I said was, even in the first few phases when they were leading up to the battle with Thanos, we get to see Thanos as the looming puppeteer. We see him as early as Avengers, maybe even earlier than that. I can't quite remember. It's been so long. But we see him. We know he's a threat. We know he's on the horizon. And we know that he is he might be, you know, unbeatable. He's a galactic threat. And our superheroes are still fledgling and disjointed and broken up. And they're not ready to fight him yet. We're like halfway done with Phase 4. I mean, we're so many movies and TV shows into Phase 4 at this point. You know, think about it, man. Think of all the Phase 4 stuff that we've Black Widow, Shang-Chi, The Eternals, No Way Home and Doctor Strange at least feel like greater MCU movies, that they're trying to at least tie it all together. Loki as well, but what about the rest of them? WandaVision, Moon Knight, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye. They're just kind of like, WandaVision was supposed to lead into other stuff too, and WandaVision does lead into Doctor Strange, but it's not great. It's shaky. It's very shaky for those of you who watched it. And actually managed to piss a lot of people off. I don't want to go into details. Oh, later, Artsy Bible Nerd. Thank you for hanging out. So Phase 4 has been pretty off to a really rough start, in my opinion. It does not seem to have the cohesion that the previous phases have. Marvel definitely, you know, listen, as much as I enjoy the MCU movies, and I have been, and I still do, it doesn't take the greatest detective to see how they've lost a step. Something is different. Now, one of the rumors I heard is that Feige is so busy now. The rumor is that Feige, who was at the helm, the captain of the ship, now is like there's so many different projects. He's just one person. Also, he's working on Star Wars stuff apparently too. Apparently Feige has taken a backseat. He's not nearly as hands-on as he was, and he's got people like Victoria Alonso, known lunatic. He's got her and other people kind of taking up the helm in his stead.
I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen with Phase 4 and probably Phase 5, because this takes time to write the ship. With DC, there was a time where Jeff Johns was writing pretty much most of their series, and that's when the Green Lantern movie came out. So he was so busy with the comics that he couldn't be as hands-on with the Green Lantern movie, and we all know how that turned out. With Kevin Feige being so busy right now, I fear that something similar might happen. And sadly, with these corporations that move so slowly, it's going to take a disaster like Green Lantern in order for them to wake up.
Well, you know what? I mean, listen, that money talks, right? So it usually does take disaster in order for them to haul ass. Look no further than Netflix. Bale, have you heard the Netflix? Did you see the Netflix memo that was passing around the company this last week?
Oh yeah, shut up or get out.
Yes. Netflix basically told all of its very socially active, social activists, employees. They said, "Hey, we're Netflix, and here at Netflix, we don't care what you are offended by. If we ask you to work on a show that you disagree with, that you consider quote unquote harmful, and we don't, pack your bags and get the fuck out." Netflix basically said, "You get what you get, and you don't get upset, or you go home." Which you gotta love it. But again, it took Netflix hemorrhaging how many million subscribers, how many billions of dollars. Their stock was cut in half over the last few weeks.
And it took it being Dave Chappelle, because this all came from people rallying behind Dave Chappelle.
Right.
If it was someone who wasn't as big, I don't think they would have gotten to this conclusion.
So, unfortunately, with wasn't Eternals their Green Lantern? No, because let's just out of curiosity, let's go to Box Office Mojo. Box Office Mojo, Eternals. Let's see how they did. Let's see what was the price tag? Come on, show me the price tag, baby. Bill, what are you posting in the Discord?
I am posting the She-Hulk we deserve.
You know, let's see. Eternals movie costs. Come on now. Come on, internet. Don't fail me now. All right. The speculative Eternals movie cost is $200 million. $100 million. Okay, 200 million USD, Bill. And the saga of the Eternals. Anyway, so here's what the Eternals did worldwide. $402 million. So now what you got to do is you have to take into account how much they spent on ad stuff, which people put as high as sometimes double the movie budget. Some people think about half of the movie's budget as an addition to the budget itself. So we're looking at, it cost them to make and promote the Eternals $200 million for the movie and at least $100 to $200 million in ads. So we're looking at anywhere from 300 to 400 mil. So basically what we're looking at is they more or less broke even at best. At best they maybe made a little bit of change back. At worst they broke even, or maybe at worst they're a little bit in the hole. Whereas I wonder, Green Lantern. Let's see, Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, released 10 years prior, Budget, also a budget of 200 million. Jesus Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But worldwide, it made 219. And again, when you factor in the same, I'm gonna sit with the same ad budget. So they had to make at least 300 to 400 million to break out even. So they're basically in the hole for anywhere from 80 to 200 million dollars.
Jesus Christ.
So they took a fucking bath. Like this is a fucking, this is, I mean, there's a wake up call and then there's a wake up roundhouse kick to the face. So yes, Warner Brothers, this was a fucking wake up call. Whereas, like I said, with the Eternals, they actually they broke even. They broke even, or maybe even made a little bit more money, most likely. And then but again, Warner Brothers with Ryan Reynolds and their various movie properties. Marvel's like a conveyor belt. So they go from the Eternals, and then you get this bad boy. And I know they split the revenue. They split the revenue with Sony. But again, No Way Home makes 1.8. But all right, you're like, okay, maybe that's a Sony million, right? 1.8 billion. So let's see. Doctor Strange. Now this movie is still in the theaters, so they speculate. Hey Bill, you want to guess how much Doctor Strange has made? The second one, thus far. It's no Spider-Man, by the way.
Oh Jesus!
So don't put it that high. Yeah.
I mean, it's still plenty of money. It's like near $1 billion.
$715 million worldwide, with a domestic opening, and a budget of probably around 200 million. I'm assuming. So yeah, they have damn near tripled their money, and most people are speculating that it might not break $1 billion, but they think it's going to get close. They think that come time to pull it out of the theaters, they think worldwide it's going to be close to around $900 million. Now, what Yoji says is true. Yoji, for those of you who don't know, Doctor Strange's second weekend at the box office it dipped around, I think, 70% of audience, which is a number high enough to put it in the likes of Black Widow, high enough to put it in the likes of superhero movies like Batman vs Superman. So it was pretty rough. Honestly, though, had it been released in China, it most likely would have been much closer to $1 billion. But honestly, dude, I'm hoping that all fucking Disney movies from now until eternity are banned from China. Personally, I'm fucking sick of the Chinese government, the CCP, having any sway over our fucking media. I hate it. Bill, did you know what the Chinese government asked for this movie to be released in China?
They asked to remove the Statue of Liberty.
For Spider-Man No Way Home, the CCP had the fucking audacity to remove the Statue of Liberty from Spider-Man, which, by the way, is the whole fucking final act of the movie. Spoiler alert, but listen, if you haven't seen Spider-Man at this point. Yeah. CCP doesn't approve of gays in the multiverse. That's right. The CCP and I think the Saudis and a bunch of man, people are so gung ho to shit on America all the fucking time, especially Americans, especially the lunatics who spend all day on Twitter. They're so America's the worst. Blah, 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 blah. You forget there are still places in this world where being gay is enough to stone you or throw you off a fucking roof. That's life for people out there, not in the United States, trying to live their lives. So I forget which government exactly it was, but they're like, oh, I'm pretty sure it was a few Middle Eastern countries. We're like, oh, you want to show Doctor Strange to us? You got to get rid of the lesbians. We don't like that kind of shit over here, Marvel, Disney. So, how about you remove the lesbians out of your fucking movie if you want us to show it here? And honestly, I don't know if this was a political thing or what, but Disney Marvel was, and you gotta give them up, give it up to them. They said, go fuck yourself. The lesbians stay. Which, at the very least, right? If you're gonna put some lesbians in your movie, have the fucking courage of your fucking convictions and stand by your lesbians. Stand by your dykes. Right, Bale?
Support the dykes.
By the way, I've seen Doctor Strange 2, and the lesbian thing is a throwaway thing. It's like, it's truly, it's an afterthought, which, by the way, is honestly, I think, good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
I heard it was kind of like poorly done.
It's not poorly. It's nothing. Here's how gays and lesbianism should be portrayed in media. How companies have been portraying it is like, oh my god, they're a lesbian, and they're like, woo, yay, lesbians. It's lesbian first, personality second. It's lesbianism or homosexuality or queerness primarily, and then all the other character traits fall after that, but usually they don't. I actually like the way that the lesbian couple was portrayed in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because they're just a couple of people. The same way heterosexual couples are portrayed in most movies and cinema. They just are. They don't. A heterosexual couple doesn't show up and demand applause. Woo, heterosexuals, yay, brave. No, they just are. It's just a tiny aspect of who they are, and nobody gives two fucks about it. I think honestly, more, it'd be nice. It's kind of refreshing to see that. I don't want to spoil any Doctor Strange stuff. But the two characters themselves and their relationship to their daughter is more compelling. It's in the forefront. Their lesbianism takes a backseat to who the characters are, as it should be. And yes, I totally see why. And I'm glad that Disney decided to keep that in. Fuck the countries that are like, get these homos out of our movies.
Well, that's a good point. I don't want any lesbian representation unless they're represented clam slamming into each other, making the same sound that two bars of chocolate would make when you hit them together. Unless I get that, I don't want it.
Bale wants to smell tuna in the movie theater. He wants it to be that real. Bale wants.
Yeah, if I go to one of those.
Oh,
what
hey,
are they
Liz.
called, like 4D theaters. You know,
Liz.
there are theaters where
I'm supposed to stretch. Or no, stand up straight. I'm already standing up straight. Hence my standing up. You want to go to one of those 4D theaters where you can smell the movie?
They throw like smells and water if there's water in the movie and whatnot. So if you watch Doctor Strange in one of those theaters, you gotta, unless you smell tuna in that lesbian scene, it's done wrong.
Yeah. Bale wants to hear the mac and cheese in his ears. He wants to see the lesbian scissoring. They aren't lesbians to him unless they have a bigger Adam's apple in him. What the fuck? Drink and stretch. Make it a bumper sticker. I'm drinking and I'm stretching. Remove the Statue of Liberty. Go fuck yourself. Next, they are asked Captain America to be Captain China.
I know, right?
Yeah, they will stone you while fucking each other, because in the Middle East it's okay for guys to fuck each other. Maybe they should clap. Maybe you should clap for heterosexuals. Make it a bumper sticker. Thank you for your 21 months of subscription, Elizabeth. Thank you. Much appreciated. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. I've completely lost track of what the fuck we were talking about besides lesbians. The scissoring and mac and cheese comments definitely threw me off. Now I remember now. We're talking about box office openings and how Phase 4 has been really hit, much like the Disney Plus shows have been pretty hit or miss. And then sometimes a combination of hit and miss simultaneously. So it's like I said with WandaVision and Loki and, well, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's mostly miss. That series is mostly miss. But a lot of the other ones they're a real mixed bag. Phase 4 has been not a complete disappointment, but more disappointment from Marvel than I'm used to. it seems like they are kind of a little all over the place. So failure, that's when Bale brought up failure. Failure usually kicks these companies into high gear and it makes them realize like, oh my god, we gotta change some shit up because it's not working anymore. But the problem with Marvel is their failures are still bringing in, you know, the better part of $1 billion, you know? So like people aren't liking Doctor Strange as much as Marvel wanted them to, but there's still enough people seeing it where they're still making out like bandits. Whereas, you know, so like to use the Green Arrow metaphor like we did moments ago, for Warner Brothers realized that Green Arrow cost them $200 million in penalties for being a shit movie. For Doctor Strange being a pretty damn good movie, but a movie that lots of people were felt underwhelmed by. I wasn't one of those people, but people listen. If the box office drop off is an indication, I'm in the minority, and lots of people were upset by the movie, or at least you know, not entertained, or not enough word of mouth, or whatever it might be. That displeasure does not reflect in the box office bank. That displeasure didn't cost Marvel $200 million. That displeasure made them over $700 million, you know, minus whatever else, still hundreds of millions of dollars in the black. So people are still on the Marvel train. And they're still more than willing to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt. So I don't know what's going to take for Marvel to switch things that they're doing. And they really, I think, I'm loving where, as a comic book nerd, I'm loving where they're taking season phase. Like I see phase 4 and 5. I see where they're going with it at this point. They're going towards Secret War and multiversal war. And I think that's going to be fucking great because that leaves the door open for so much creative stuff to happen. The introduction of so many fan favorite characters. And it could pave the way for the future of the MCU. Truly. If done well. But boy, oh boy. It's the ground is too shaky, man. This new phase is it's leaving something to be desired. Star Wars.
You know what's gonna save it?
What's up? She-Hulk.
The movie that's gonna save is going to be a Clone Saga, a Spider-Man Clone Saga.
That would be fucking ridiculous. But Sony would have to make that. Not like
One more day.
Not like Sony's doing any better, man. Goddamn, man. Morbius. Oof. Yeah, you mean Green Lantern. Green Lantern taught suggest a poll. Worst comic book movie of all time. Yeah, fuck it. Let's see if we can do that. I'll do that for you, Rogers. Oh, boo! It won't let you write in answers. Let's see. I'll put some in. I'll put some in for you. Let's see. Oh, fuck you. God damn it. Sorry, I'm looking at Oh, go fuck yourself, dude. Sorry. No worries, man. I'm just curious on folks' thought. There are quite a few. Let's see. Okay. I'm writing in some. I'm writing in some right now. Oh my god. Dude, I'm writing in some right now, and ha! Oh my god. Shit, there's too many. Fuck, there's too many to include in this. God, I can't even include Green Lantern in this. All right, here I've added a. I've added an additional. Here, the poll has begun. I couldn't include Green Lantern. Here's some honorable mentions: Green Lantern, The Incredible Hulk. Any of the bad Spider-Man films, like Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Spider-Man 3, Justice League, the Dark Phoenix movies. These are mostly modern, though. Modern-ish. You know, like last 20 years or so. I thought about including that Captain America movie that they made in the 90s. Thought about including Judge Dredd in there too. During the Catwoman movie, they flew Jim Lee from Italy to do art. Good for Jim Lee. What a waste of Jim Lee as well.
Dude, them keeping Jim Lee as a corporate art monkey is like the biggest waste of skill I've ever seen.
You ain't wrong. I wonder, you think Jim hates himself?
He should at this point.
Or do you think he's come to terms that he's a corporate stooge? Because, because the money is good enough.
I think in regards to that, he was already of that mindset back in the Image days, because there was this documentary about Image. And what he said is like, oh, us striking out on our own was like the safest thing possible, because they would never turn us back if we went back to Marvel and DC, which he did. So him already having that, oh, this is the safest bet from, 30 years ago, it's only festered into him being a corporate yes man.
I mean, listen, call him a coward, but he gets a steady paycheck every week, or every, I don't know what the fuck his paychecks look like, but like he.
Oh yeah, I'm not begrudging him getting his money and supporting his family. I'm begrudging him not drawing comics.
Right. He was a company man. Well, all right, yeah. Listen, that's not the path for everybody. He makes a stable income. Now, whether he wakes up every day and wants to walk in front of a bus, or maybe not. Listen, there are plenty of dudes out there who have no interest in working for themselves. They are completely content with working for companies and then retiring and living a nice retirement and then dying. But in the meantime, you get to provide for your family, and you get to have a nice house. And no shame in that.
Yeah, and I don't know what he does as a chief creative officer at DC. It doesn't look that he's doing much, but his workload now compared to him having to draw a monthly comic is probably a lot less.
Yoji, I think I've asked you this before. Is this true? Yes, I could have sworn that somebody said one time that Jim Lee's wife, Jim Lee stole his current wife from somebody else. Like, and he was banging this broad while she was married to somebody else. Yoji, is that true? Did Jim Lee steal somebody's wife?
From what I know, he just fucked someone's wife, but I'm not sure if he stole her.
She's stolen goods. He was a company man back in Marvel. Marvel bought him a Lexus or Infinity for X-Men 1. Don't know about all that. He had, but it isn't her first marriage. I know, but like, yeah, who was she married to firstly? Because that's what I had heard. I could have sworn I heard anyway.
Yeah, the only thing more wasteful than not having Jim Lee draw is to have Tom King write comics.
I saw somebody post. You see that post that I think it was your boy Zach made? He's like, we don't deserve Tom King, dude. Like, what? We didn't do anything to deserve this guy. Like,
yeah. What the fuck did we do to deserve Tom King writing comics?
Worst comic book movie of all time. Steel. Steel wins. Don't know about that, but it isn't her first marriage. I know. I tried to look it up on. I tried to look up on the internet to see, you know, did Jin Lee bang somebody else's wife before he married her? I couldn't find I couldn't. You know, not a lot of gossip. You know, nobody's fucking looking.
I heard that. I heard Jim Lee fucking someone else's wife from John Malin on one of his streams, and I'm not that deeply connected with the big heads of Comicsgate to just DM him and be like, hey. Could you give us some more?
That's see, I didn't hear it from John Malin. I heard it from somebody else years ago at like a comic book convention. Be like, oh, you know about Jim Lee? You know his wife? It's like, yeah, he was fucking his friend's wife, like way back when. I was like, oh, that's kind of a piece of shit. Jim Lee's a piece of shit, huh? How about that? What? Say la vie, right? Listen. But you know, I don't fucking know. But that's what people say. What do you think? Do you think it's true, Bill?
It's possible. Like, just because he's a good artist, it doesn't mean he's like an infallible human being.
Right. Well, listen. Bob Ross is a perfect example. Yeah, no, Bob Ross was fucking around with his wife, so much so they got a divorce.
Yeah. And if Bob Ross can do it, then I reckon anyone else can.
Yeah, allegedly Bob Ross was a whore on the, he was a hoe bag, when he was touring around as an art teacher.
You think he was talking to the bitches like he was talking to the listeners in his videos? A nice little stroke over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, just like that in the dog.
Yeah, those are happy little balls. So, yeah, listen. Everybody's a fallible person. You know, listen, to fail is to be human. And also, this is, by the way, this is a billion years ago, you know? This is a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Still wonder if it's true, but you know, what are you gonna do? Happy bushes.
If Bleeding Cool hasn't written an article about it, then I reckon
Bleeding
just
Cool.
everyone.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I guess if Bitch Johnson didn't write a expose on it.
Yeah, because you know he loves seeing things burn. So if he had a shot to do that, I think he would have done it. And since he hasn't done it so far, unless he did try to do it, and he got a night letter.
He got shut down.
Alrighty, it's past 2 a.m. and I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, cutie.
I'll catch you probably Friday night.
Okay. You wanna do a? No, we're not watching anything yet. I still have to watch Fooly Cooly.
I mean, yeah, it depends on whether or not you finished watching whatever you're gonna watch.
Yeah. Oh, Fooly Cooly. Hey, Yoji, you ever watch Fooly Cooly? Yoji's dressed up as a Fooly Cooly character right now. Matter of fact.
He's humping a guitar. Alright, I'll catch you later.
Later, buddy. Sleep well. Hey, Yoji, you have any plants in your house? I know you got a place over there. Can you draw modern Sonic? You didn't like the Sonic the Hedgehog I drew yesterday? Retarded Sonic? Sonic who looks like he's got a methamphetamine addiction? Hey, what's up, Melee? Hello, Aquamarine Dragon. I'd be more inclined to oblige if I wasn't already in the middle of sketching this lovely Japanese lady. Lovely Japanese lady. This is a Nijire Hado. I'm pretty sure I just butchered her name. But she is, I don't know her superhero name, but she's one of my favorite characters. It says the guy who can't remember her superhero name, but she is one of my favorite characters on the series. Last call to update your shipping. Oh shit, they are finally shipping out John's book. John Amore's webtoon comic. It's finally oh man, being shipped. It's only been let's see, November 2020. Let's do the math. So 12 months. 12 months. Let's see, we got December, January, February, March, April, and then it'll probably get here maybe at the end of the month, May. So it only took a year and a half. I feel like honestly, dude, I feel like at this point a year and a half is standard for lots of Kickstarter projects and similar. That's kind of the because I ordered another product from Kickstarter not too long ago, and it honestly took about the same amount of time. Now, when it comes to Eric Canetti's Arc Athena, that's a premium book. That's a premium experience. Classic Sonic and modern Sonic are two different characters. Are you serious? What's the difference between classic and modern? So many talented people, man. Melee, what's up with you, buddy? What's news? What's news over there? What's news in Michigan? What's the Michigan news? Kendrick Lamar album drop. That's the only news. Is it good? Have you given it a listen? Hey Melee, Melee, how many TikToks have you made this week? Melee, how many dancing TikToks have you made? Melee, have you learned a dance for the most recent Harry Styles song that's trending on TikTok? Eight out of 10. Excellent. And I don't make TikToks. I just view them. Melee, you're not doing TikTok lives, buddy? What the hell, man? Dude, how are you supposed to get validation from other people if you're not making TikTok lives? Yoji, what about you? Yoji, what kind of TikToks are you making over there? Over there in the DMV. Bro, I would get clowned on so hard if I did lives. Dude, I've been in a few of those lives where it's just a person talking. Even if it's an attractive gal. Just, just talking. Just being nice, not even being like an asshole. Dude, the things that people say to other people on TikTok Live. Fuck me, man. See some horrendous shit to each other. It's pretty wild, actually. I'd have to wear a mask. I like my anonymity. You look like you're walked out of a scene from Mr. Robot. Might do that if I ever make a YouTube. What would you do on YouTube? What would you post up? Why do we lose all decorum when it comes to social media communications? It's the anonymity, man. People say and do things that they would never do if their face was behind it, if their face and their name. Cooking shit, but cooking is a competitive space right now. That's true, cooking is a competitive space right now. Because people think hiding behind a computer monitor, there are no consequences. It's akin to drinking. You're not wrong, man. People showing more of their real self. Plus, there's no fear of getting your ass kicked. True. Yeah, no, man. If you mouth off, talk to people like that in real life, man, there's a very high probability you're gonna catch some hands. But yeah, no, on the internet, you could run your mouth, man. See all kinds of shit, assuming there won't be any repercussions. Well, dude, I could tell you firsthand, man. You know how many times? You know how many times I have watched a YouTube video or have been watching a YouTube video and I go into the comment section. I go into the comment section and I see somebody say something just completely fucking asinine. I mean, just really stupid, really ignorant or offensive. And I get ready, man. You know? I think to myself, oh man, I'm gonna tell this person, I'm gonna tell them they're a fucking stupid cunt. With stupid, they need to shut their stupid cunt mouth and keep their fucking stupid cunt opinions to themselves. But when I post on the internet, especially on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram, it's my name. It's my name and face. So if I make a comment like that, there's nowhere to hide. It is 100% me, and I have to stand by it. And that does stop me. Now I don't, listen, I'm not running around shouting the N-word at places. I'm not like but if I make any kind of a salacious comment or say anything weird or offensive or gross, I have to, that's me. That's all me. A lot of it is even carefully curated per site stream. Some people aren't even the same on other streams. That's true. Yeah, no, listen. I mean, hell, we've seen it here. We've seen people come in here and say one thing and then go on their stream and they're a completely different human being. Personally, I don't have any fucking time for that, man. I don't have the mental bandwidth or acuity to put on a persona or a character when I'm streaming. I just leave it. Again, and listen, and obviously this is still stream, so the version of me that you get on the stream is it's a little bit more hyperbolic, a little bit more silly, a little wilder, but generally speaking, these are my thoughts and opinions, and although I might be taking them to the extreme at some point, it's how I feel more or less, unless it's very obvious that I'm making a joke, right? If I'm just making a joke just to be a silly asshole, I'd like to think that that's pretty easy to tell. I don't have that energy either. I find different streamers may draw out different aspects of my personality, but I think that is natural. Sure. I mean, listen, if you're hanging out with your friends who like mixed martial arts, or you're hanging out with your friends who like to build Legos, or you're hanging out with your D&D friends, or for me, maybe my plant-loving friends. I don't really have too many of those. Maybe it's your gamer friends, maybe it's your comic book friends, maybe some of those groups are all one and the same. Video game friends. Generally speaking, depending on your friend group, you might switch it up a little bit. You know? Or, you know, if you're... Listen, none of us are the same person all the time. I try to be the same person generally as often as possible. But, you know, you might see me get a little wilder with a different group of friends, or a little bit more reserved with another group of friends. I might try to tone it down. Not a lot. Not about as much as I can. Rogers is totally different in those hot tub streams. He's just barking. He's just barking at the lady. Rogers has been kicked out of every hot tub stream on the platform. Him and Toxygen. Well, I mean, it is the hot tub, baby. You know, let's take a look. Let's see what the hot tubbers are up to. Boba.tv. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's see. Titties and shitty tattoos and shitty piercings. Wow. Those tits look they're about to burst free. Wow. Holy shit, man. Wow, 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 wow. I was not expecting to see all this barefoot action. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my feet on the camera. Oh my god, dude, this is so fucking funny, man. It's not exactly like this, but you know in those whorehouses in Amsterdam? You know the whorehouses where they like show off their goods? For those of you who don't know, generally in some red light districts, what they do is they have the ladies get in the window, like any good salesman would do, and you know they keep their products on display. And this is so that any potential customers coming by, they get a good eye full of the goods. You know, they let them check out the wares. I have seen them. I don't think they allow it anymore. They don't let you get on display in the windows anymore. I've never seen these establishments myself. I've never been to Amsterdam or in any other brothel European areas. But anyway, that is what some of these Twitch streamers remind me of. The way the ladies the way they just display themselves. It's like, hey, what do you think of the goods? You like? Why don't you come on in? Why don't you gift a sub or two? What do you say? What do you say, big boy? You want some ASMR? Huh? You like what you see, daddy? How about an Amazon Prime sub? Been to Amsterdam a few times. Red light area is quite sad and a bit of a tourist trap. They're trying to clean it up. No shit. Here I was thinking everybody was cool with it. I did hear somebody once said that a lot of those ladies are trafficked. Yeah, I could have sworn I heard someone tell me once that those ladies are human trafficked. I don't know if there's any truth to that though, personally. Yeah, Eastern European mainly. Well, that sucks. Okay. All right. I'm taking off for today. I've put in 3 hours. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be back Friday to party with y'all. I'm hungry. This is the only thing I've eaten today, this green juice. And I want some real sustenance, guys. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you, Yoji. Thank you, Rogers. Thank you, Scooby. Thank you, YouTube friends. Thank you to Bale for hanging out and being awesome as per usual. You guys are awesome. Keep being awesome to each other. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you in the Discord. Goodbye.